Oh boy, I sure do love an inescapable death. I'm so glad I was chucked into the water with no hope for survival because I was deemed too goddamn funny for my own good. Oh, thank God. It's finally time to escape this mortal coil. Well, in the words of the Family Guy in credits.
Bye, have a beautiful time!
Oh my God! Is that God? Oh my God! It's a fucking furry! That was pretty fucking unepic of you, God. Once I get out of here, I'm gonna... I'm gonna cancel you so hard when I get out of here. You're not going to be doing jack shit looking like that! This is so dumb. Fine, I'll cut you a deal. You let me live and give me a new body, and I won't show the world that you jack off to lollies. Okay? Okay, man, but you're gonna have to wait! Making a new body takes time! How long am I gonna have to wait? Approximately 1 video! But I can't go out looking like this! Seeing as what you looked like before, I'm genuinely surprised you care about that! Yeah, whatever. Fuck you too. I'm gonna go review some, Lego games or something. Ah, Lego. Who doesn't love Lego besides feet? Well, if your wallet could talk, it wouldn't be so kind to Lego. For all my peasant fans in the audience, there are alternatives to spending your college fund on Lego. May I introduce you to Lego video games? Oh, alright, $60 is pretty expensive, so we're gonna have to travel to the mystical lands of Ebathia and Dietopia to look for something in the lower price ranges. Okay, now I shall introduce you to old Lego video games. Whoa! Back in the before times, Lego was just a toy company, creating sets based off of anything children liked. Pirates, space, obesity, so it was only natural for Lego to want to branch out into computer games for kids. Contrary to popular belief, Lego Island was not the first Lego game ever made. That award goes to Lego Fun-to-Build for the Sega Pico. It was a simple puzzle game, offering 4 levels based off of old Lego themes and a free build mode. Being that it was for the Pico, it was never released outside of Japan, which allowed whoever wrote the Lego Island Wikipedia article to say that Lego Island was the first Lego game to be released outside of Japan like it was some big Japan-only series before they localized it. But we're not talking about Lego Island, we're talking about this. This is Legoland. Published by LEGO Media and developed by the owners of this Y2K looking ass logo, Chrysalis, a British studio based in Rotherham, England, who were founded in 1989, where they would develop PC games for British computers nobody's heard of, like Molly Christmas for the Sinclair Spectrum, or how about Young-Heer Khan's World Championship Squash for the Acorn Archimedes, Amiga, Amstrad CPC, Atari ST, Commodore 64, MS-DOS, and ZX Spectrum. No? Well, how about Chubby Gristle? Well, of course everyone's heard of Chubby Gristle. You know, the one for the Amiga, Amstrad CPC, Atari ST, Commodore 64, and ZX Spectrum? Well, okay, fine, you may have not heard of those games. Let's see. How about Alone in the Dark 1 and 2? They ported those to the 3DO. Oh, and Ultra CDI Soccer for the CDI. Moving swiftly on, this game is a tie-in for Legoland Parks, just releasing 1 year after the opening of Legoland California. Now, I've actually been to the California park once or twice. Compared to Disneyland, this place is pretty sad. I mean, you wouldn't want to take your kids there on a once-in-a-lifetime family trip, but on its own, it's pretty chill. The game is pretty easy to install. You just gotta put the disc in the tray and press install. Haha, no. We're playing an old game on PC. Of course there has to be an issue. Now what I'm going to explain I'm not very knowledgeable about, so bear with me here as I try to explain. Right, so most modern computers are 64-bit. Legoland is 32-bit, but the installer for Legoland is 16-bit. Now, for whatever reason, 16-bit and 64-bit do not like each other very much, and the installer will not run. Now, my issue here is that the version of the game I own comes in this 4-pack. This pack, if the copyright date on the bottom is correct, was released in 2008. Most computers at the time were running 64-bit processors, so I'd imagine there would be many dumb babies on the family computer gamer raging because they couldn't play the funny Lego game. Also, this is the only game in the pack that has an issue like this. Thanks to not being a dumb baby, I used my big brain intuition to find a solution on Google. And thanks to Rock Riders United, a website dedicated to Lego video games, I have my fix and I'm ready to play the game. Nice. Right after, another FMV plays. This time, it's a roll call of all the characters you'll never see again besides the gardener. We'll be seeing the gardener again soon. Oh, and this British chap, Jonathan Ablebody, in it. The FMV looks nice, its animation is very good and bouncy. It describes what little plot there is to the game. This dude, Professor Voltage, uses a time machine he built, and somehow manages to fuck up Legoland, tasking the player to take on the role of park manager. Right, so the game begins with a tutorial, telling you all you need to know to play the game. We can select the first stage, San Francisco. From what I know, I don't believe the stage names actually correlate with the scenery around the park. They actually relate to these mini-land structures that you can punch into your park. They're based on actual bits of Miniland USA from the California park. Speaking of which, some of the attractions are based on ones from the park, like the Dragon School, the Castle Roller Coaster, and the Helicopter Ride, just to name a few. And yes, when I said punched into place, I meant it. Punching things into place is simple enough. You'll get 4 themes to choose from: Legoland, Wild West, Castle, and Adventure. You only get 2 at the beginning, but we'll get more when Professor Voltage decides he wants to fuck up the space-time continuum a bit more. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if he interacted with his past self if he found him. The mini-land stages work in a similar manner to Roller Coaster Tycoon. You must get your park from rags to riches by building rides and making stuff look nice. Except the only difference is that RCT actually tells you what your goals are at the start. Legoland doesn't do that. Johnny Boy Tea and Crumpets down here gives you things to do sometimes, but what's needed to move on to the next level is never explained to the player until the first round of park inspection. Even that is never told to the player. It'll just unexpectedly appear whenever. It's also not very descriptive, with this dude standing here that's just like, "Oi, you haven't got enough barrels in the park, you daft twat, innit?" So I put some barrels down. 5 to 10 minutes later, another review will come around, and the guy will say, "Oi, you wanker, you ought to put some trees and shit in. Bloody tosser, innit?" Okay, I'll just get my swarm of gardeners I hired to plant some trees. Any bits of scenery that involve plants requires gardeners, which is all well and good, but it feels very unnecessary. Though it is fun to watch a swarm of these dudes invade a space reserved for plants. What's also funny but slightly irritating is watching a bunch of gardeners try to plant something, but being blocked by a road that nobody has used in the past eon. Yeah, if you want the inside of your ride to look nice, you better have planned that out first, because once the track is made, there's no way of getting in. That is, if you even cared about making it look nice in the first place. I quickly stopped caring about any of this and just started planting everything everywhere without a care in the world, only hoping that the park review happening in the next century of cultural and economic evolution would be my ticket out of this hell zone. Next up is France and Belgium, and to be honest, nothing much changes here. It's just more of the same. Hire a swarm of gardeners to plant trees, build the same rides with little variation, rinse and repeat for all the mini-lands ahead. And while a single level doesn't take that long, it feels like 7 hours have passed before every inspection. So my patience was running very thin with the game, and I was not willing to move on past the New York stage. Which, by the way, requires you to delete attractions you've already built to look for missing money. No thanks, I'm good.
Wait a minute. No.
And now, our feature presentation.
Hey yo, God, can I get a new body yet?
Bro, that video took you like 2 fucking seconds, man! Do another one, bro!
You really gotta do this to me, man?
Yeah, it's pretty funny, not gonna lie.
Okay, fine. But for being the embodiment of perfection, you really are a bitch. Okay, for this review, let's get a little bit more creative, shall we? Oh, I guess you can't get more creative than a game with a name like that, can you? This game was developed by Superscape, another British studio that once went under the name Incentive Software. Superscape is known less for games and more for VR demos and PC benchmarking software. Wait, you're telling me VR existed in the 90s? That must have been so cool! Oh, never mind then. They would eventually, in a drunken stupor I would assume, develop a few mobile tie-in games like Kingdom Hearts VCast, The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, and Top Spin 2. Let's pop the game in and see if it wants to play nice. Oh hey, would you look at that? The game works! Huzzah! So, yeah, this is the game. Pretty cool, right? Let's see here, we got the game right over here in this corner. A website button that obviously doesn't work anymore, and Gary the intern wizard up here. Actually, he's not an intern at all. He's one of those super rare tutorial wizards. Whoa! Better take a picture now, folks. This moment won't last forever. He'll tell you everything you need to know about placing Lego. So to me, he's practically worthless, because all you've got to do to begin is to... shit. Where's the Lego button? Fuck, wizard, help me out, man. Okay, so all you've got to do is press on this box of Lego at the top of this diamond, and then you Okay, I've got it. For real this time. The first option is to choose from a few pre-built scenarios. Most of these are pretty basic, with 2 that have terraformed maps for you to build with. And this one, apparently. I saw what looks to be a camera a little bit away from the minefield, so I assume this is just a movie. 4 chefs, 1 minefield. You won't guess who makes it out alive. None of them do.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out! Here's the cover, hook of the line, and the legend killer picks up the victory.
I've had enough looking at what others have made, so it's time to create my own thing. And that's a lot of bricks to choose from. This system of looking bricks up is a bit too basic for its own good, with no search function and the devs deciding that this design was a good idea. But you know what? I think I've just found the perfect part to start my new car with. It's car construction time! One of the cool things about building is the ability to center the camera to whatever you're building with this little crosshair. It's a shame that the camera controls are kinda trashy though. You can finally throw out your keyboard, because other than Ctrl-Z, there are no hotkeys. Everything is controlled with the mouse. This button is for zooming in and out. This is for rotating the camera around an object, one way mind you. This is for flying the camera around, and this one centers and strafes the camera. But it feels so weird not to use the keyboard to move the camera around. I've added some dollar signs to the car so that others know that not only is my car hotter than this image of a girl I found on Google, but I have more money than a GTA Online player with mom's credit card. But this car needs a driver that can tame the flames that this car is supposed to be mimicking on the top. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce you to... Mr. Flame! Now, Mr. Flame needs an opponent. An opponent that can challenge all of his skills and make him work hard for his victory. is what I would be saying if I had made whatever this is. Also, Mario is driving it, I guess. And I'm not sure what these things do, but yeah, that's cool. Let's bring them out onto the track. Where's the track? Oh, the track building team's on strike? What do you mean? Yes, of course a swarm of angry gardeners is a suitable track building team. What? No, of course not. Yes, exposure is a fine payment. Alright, I've had it. You're fired. Get out and take your communist ideas with you. Well, since my track building team are a bunch of fucking commies, we're gonna have to race off-road, the way God intended. While neither car is prepped for off-road racing, hopes and dreams will make sure at least one car makes it out alive. Okay, I think we can begin the race now. Okay, and the race has begun! With the hot car taking in lead and the fucking other car, whatever the fuck that is, taking second place. They've gone over the first hump, and the hot car is taking first place. He is way out in front, with the other car lagging behind a lot, actually. That's lagging behind by a fucking fair margin, Jesus. They're going. They're driving the cars. Now, as you can tell, whatever the fuck car, whatever is on that thing, that's doing jack shit as the hot car is speeding out with its more aerodynamic top. As the other car is still lagging behind, it has made it over the second hump. It has not died yet. This is gonna last a while, folks. I hope you're ready, because there's like 9 laps or some shit, I don't know. I wasn't recording the entire thing, fuck. Alright. You can see the hot car still going. It's still ahead with the other car, whatever the fuck that is. It's lagging behind. It's so far behind. Jesus Christ. I think I'm gonna get cancer. I've been smoking cigarettes. I'm gonna just... Oh, Jesus Christ, I think I might have actually coughed in that. Oh, no. Fuck. Don't smoke crack, kids. There wasn't crack, cigarettes. Fuck. Well, unfortunately, the hot car had a malfunction with all the dynamite I placed on it, thus making whatever this is the winner. Good job! I'm gonna stop playing this game now before anybody questions whether or not this is actually even a review anymore. Should you play this game? No. Should you play Legoland? No. If you want digital Lego building, use Bricklink Studio. If you want a theme park building game, play these. Creator is obsolete and Legoland is too simple and too annoying to recommend. Yo God, are you done yet?
Review another one, bro, or I'll turn you into chug jug sauce.
Well, all around, these games suck ass. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm gonna go kill God.